Hey everybody, Johnny Bigot here. Good evening, greetings. We are now just 7 miles away to Medford, Wisconsin. It might even be shorter than that. Quite possibly be about 6 miles, 5 miles. The local time here is 9:12. Today, once again, is Monday, December 12, 2016. It is bitter cold out here. We're having somewhat of a crosswind, and I could feel that wind coming from the door right now. My left leg right now is just very cold. I wouldn't say it's freezing, but it's cold. Alright, the temperature here it is now 9 Fahrenheit. Oh boy, getting cold. I don't know what the wind chill is. I bet you it's about -10. It's really windy out here right now. I know I have said this many times before, but I've always been fascinated with the concept of time travel. There are some TV shows and movies about the very complex intricacy of time travels and the effects and the cause and all that stuff. To me, that is just absolutely fascinating. And one thing I've always observed about the concept of time travel as far as TVs or movies is the older guy always goes, well, in human nature, we older guys will always want to travel back in time, right? I don't want to travel to, forward in time. At my age, I want to travel back in simpler time, where things were slow. Now, remember when we were younger, we couldn't wait to grow up. So I would think that younger people would like to travel back, to the future. And I've talked to AJ about this, and I think I kind of got her interested in this scenario, and But anyway, so the movie plots and TV shows is always ends up where the older guy goes back in time and, I don't know, teaches young self a lesson or show him the secret to what the future is and blah blah blah, right? Or in some cases, younger self travels into the future, meets up with the older self, and blah blah blah. Well, I just came up with a very new concept. I think it would make a very good movie. Now, of course, in any movie and any TV shows, there's always a woman or a girl involved with it, right? So let me try my, movie making, writing talent or lack thereof. So, a guy who is 50 years old, lives in 2016, travels back at least 30 years. To where his younger self is about 18 years old, 18, 19. First of all, the older guy in 2016, his life is, well, he's got a house, he's got a nice nest eggs, and he's actually done well for himself. But he lives alone. He lives a lonely life. No kids, no family, a few friends here and there. But in his mind, most of his regret is always about the girl that got away. He's always daydreaming about this particular girl. So one day he invents himself a time machine, goes back in time, meets up with his 18-year-old young self, introduces himself, you know, and he makes a deal with the younger self. He says, all right, how about I send you in the future for a year? I live over here in the past for a year. They exchange places. And of course the younger self was just thrilled of the concept. Hey, can you imagine the younger self can travel to the future 30 years or whatever? Says, you got it. So the older self brings the younger self to the future, shows him the ropes, shows him all the resources that he has accumulated. And so after he's got it all settled, the older guy goes back in time and stays there for a year. Now you're thinking, what in the world could this older guy do back in the future? Well, he only did one thing. He went to find that little girl that got away. How come this is not going in? He finds that younger girl, the one that got away, and just befriends her. And just started listening to the girl, pays attention to her, and just treated her like a friend, learning about the girl. Because in his younger days, he was a big coward to let the girl how he felt. And this is where the story comes to a pause. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.